Republican Congressman Lee Zeldin. He is from here in New York. Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So it seems to me you know Washington well. These leaks don't happen accidentally. First, you had Bill Barr about a week ago on camera, on the record with ABC saying, all these tweets are making my job impossible. Now these anonymous reports that people close to him are telling the White House, hey, he might resign. He may not resign, but it seems to me he's sending a signal to the president, please stop.
That's true. I'm skeptical when I see these anonymous reports like what we saw last night about the AG resigning and the DOJ very quickly swatting that down. For the Attorney General, there's a big burden on his shoulder. Mm-hmm. And there's high expectations amongst the American public, amongst the president's supporters, tens of millions of Americans who, earlier in last segment, you were talking about a two-tier justice system. Mm-hmm. You're mentioning Andy McCabe getting off, and then 7 to 9 years of a sentencing recommendation as it relates to Roger Stone. So as Durham's completing his work.
Yeah, John Durham, the prosecutor.
John Durham, the people they want to see that the origins of the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, that there's going to be accountability for the FISA abuse that took place. And that is a responsibility on his shoulders. And maybe he doesn't want the president to speak out, but the president will. The president will tweet. The president's frustrated. He's demanding, with his own high expectations, he's demanding transparency and accountability.
You're right that people are frustrated at the idea that there's two tiers of justice. But on the other hand, isn't Bill Barr, who's the president's own nominee, by the way, this is not some enemy of his, isn't he saying that it's harder to actually get justice in the McCabe cases, the Comey cases, and the rest if the president, even if he's not interfering, if it appears like he's interfering? You mentioned Roger Stone. Bill Barr says he had already determined he thought 7 to 9 years was too long of a sentence. But once the president started tweeting, it looked like it was pressure from the president, not an independent-minded Bill Barr.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a particular statement, a feeling that the president has where he feels like he should or could give the Attorney General some space on, maybe he'll take that in consideration. But the president is not going to be silent after years of this cloud that basically the Department of Justice and the FBI placed over almost his entire term. So I think at this point, while the Attorney General may want the president to give him a lot of space, really it's the president's speaking not just on behalf of himself. He's speaking on behalf of an entire country that sees misconduct. They know that laws were broken, that administrative procedures were broken. They read I.G. Horowitz's report.
So they want answers. They want accountability.
They want answers, and they want accountability, and they want it done now. I mean, they don't want. People are tired of waiting. This is long overdue. They don't want to know that at some point, years in the future, that there may be accountability. But they want to see people right now.
One of the questions moving forward might be, is Bill Barr the right person to get to the bottom of all of this? Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham clearly believe he is. They put out this statement amid this. The nation is fortunate that President Trump chose such a strong and selfless public servant to lead the Department of Justice. We expect that, as always, efforts to intimidate the Attorney General will fall woefully short. They're talking about the letter from outside, mostly liberals, but some Republicans who have been saying that they used to work in the Justice Department. They're frustrated. But the question is, aren't Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham also telling the president, this guy is a good, independent man, make sure he doesn't leave?
I think the president agrees that Attorney General Barr is a good man. I believe that Attorney General Barr is someone who is in a great position. He's taken the reins of the Department of Justice, and he is in a position to be able to drain the swamp inside the Justice Department.
So why not let him to do that?
I think that the president is, I don't think he's trying to intimidate the Attorney General. I think the president is speaking his own mind. But kudos to Attorney General Barr. He made 2,000 individuals expose themselves out of the swamp of individuals who apparently don't have much of a problem of Andy McCabe getting off and some of these other individuals escaping justice. But they have a problem with in the case of Roger Stone, someone who had guns out, somehow CNN reported this story, a foreperson of the case who was an anti-Trump person who called him the Klan president, and then recommending 7 to 9 years on the sentencing guidelines instead of about 3 to 4, which what it should have been.
You're right. People are fired up about it. In the last 15 seconds we have, do you believe Bill Barr is going to step down or not?
I don't believe so. And
So you'll stay on.
I believe he likes his job. I believe he supports the president. I believe he supports his mission. He knows what he needs to do. And I sure hope he gets it done.
Got it. We appreciate you coming in.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you, Congressman.